the fifth and final installment in our first teaching series. Yes, Virginia, Christianity is a religion and a relationship. You cannot divorce them. We started out laying precept upon precept, concept upon concept, showing, yes, it's a religion. We showed using the sociological definition of having orthodoxy or standard or right beliefs, orthopraxy, standard or right practices. These would be called traditions and rituals, whether you like to call them that or not, instituted by the scriptures, like baptism, communion. Anybody? And of course, we're supposed to be evangelizing. That's called proselytizing. Every religion does this. Everyone, atheism, Mormonism, Islam, they may not do it very nicely, like convert or die, or convert or be shunned or banned or whatever, but they all do it. The problem is that we, in a large segment of the Christian church, use the word religion incorrectly. We either look at it as a system of ideas created to control the masses and the populace, or adopted to control the people and keep them in line, which is actually an atheist viewpoint, which is their own religion, of course, that controls people and keeps them in line, but we won't go there. And is there some truth to that? Sure. Religion, including Christianity, have been adopted by rulers and kings to keep people in line. Now, sometimes it was a genuine conversion, and things happened. Have there been abuses in the name of the religion? Absolutely. Go to the Middle East right now, and you have abuses in the name of religion. Spanish Inquisition, abuse in the name of religion. I could keep going. But that doesn't really mean the word is tainted, and nor does it mean what we think it means. The root of the word, or etymology, to use a big fancy word, not to be confused with entomology, which is the study of bugs and insects and creepy crawly things. On the screen right now next to me is an etymology tree. This is taken from the Oxford Dictionary, and I've got some other stuff from a couple other good etymology websites that you can hit me up for later. This tree starts, you see religare, which the nominative is religionum. It meant to bind oneself to be bound. It also meant a respect for what is sacred. Reverence for the gods, conscientiousness, sense of right, moral obligation, etc., etc. It meant divine service. Religio in Latin meant obligation, bond, and reverence. And it, with a little bit of blending from Old French, which is rooted in Latin and a couple Germanic languages, it came to mean life under monastic vows. In other words, conduct indicating a belief in a divine power. That's what religion means. In other words, your belief in God, or a God, because it could be a false one, changes and affects the way you behave. That's what religion means. It changes you. It informs you on how you live your life. Or you are a bondservant of Christ. We're going to get there in a minute. A lot of this, it's a relationship, not a religion, to me sounds no different when I run into somebody that says, well, I'm spiritual but not religious. And I ask now, what does that mean? And a lot of times they don't have any answer at all, which means they really believe nothing. Or they start mumbling something about earth consciousness and crystals and environmental awareness and a bunch of stuff that, oh, great, so your religion is you worship the earth. You're a neo-pagan or a pagan. Okay, I get it. So you are religious, you just don't know what your religion is called. We're okay then. It is impossible to be a bondservant of Christ without being religious. It is impossible to be a religious Christian without being a bondservant. Period. It doesn't change anything. You just have to realize the word doesn't mean what you've been taught. Pure religion is defined in the Word. It is not what we teach. We say somebody's got a religious spirit. We mean they're legalistic. They have added to the Word. They've taken what the Word says, and they have gone beyond it. They've added to it, which we're warned over and over again, do not add to what is written. Are other religions different? Absolutely. Every other religion on the planet is based on some guy or group of guys, special information and knowledge, to which they said, you have to scrap everything. We got it right. They got it wrong. Therefore, you got to listen to what we say and do it our way. That includes Mormonism, Jehovah's Witness, Islam. I could keep going. In the person of Jesus Christ, who came and said, everything you've been reading is right. I'm its fulfillment. Jesus taught nothing new. Everything Jesus taught was already in the law and the prophets. He clarified it, but it's the same teaching. It was already there. Our relationship with Christ, our religion, is based not on who he was or what he taught, but what he ultimately did. His sacrifice as the one sinless person on the cross, burial, and then resurrection is everything our faith is built on. That is our religion. It's on what Jesus did for us. That while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. And it is by grace and that by faith and not by works that no man should boast that we are saved. But that's just the beginning point. Pure religion, and I'm going to leave you with this. This is taken from James chapter 1. Very important stuff. Therefore, lay aside all filthiness and overflow of wickedness, and receive with meekness the implanted word, which is able to save your souls. But be doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man observing his natural face in a mirror, but once he observes himself, he goes away and immediately forgets what kind of man that he is. But he who looks into the perfect law of liberty and continues in it, and is not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the word, this one will be blessed in what he does. If anyone among you thinks he is religious, there's that word again, but does not bridle his tongue, but deceives his own heart, his religion is useless. Pure and undefiled religion before God and the Father is this: to visit orphans and widows in their trouble, and to keep oneself unspotted from the word. To be in the word, to live it. That's pure religion. That's what it is to be a religious person if you are a follower of Christ. It means to be the bondservant of Christ, living out the law of liberty, walking every day more like Jesus. To cling fast to that which you have been given and to let it transform you. So if you're in a relationship with Jesus and you're not religious, are you really in a true relationship with Jesus according to the Word of God? Ask yourself that question. Maybe, just maybe, you need to rethink your approach and rethink your language. Thanks for watching. This is the last one in the series. We're going to be starting something new next week. No spoilers. See you soon.